So here we are again
Yes.
with a new topic on mind. And today's topic is how to choose the right adventure bike. There are a million, it seems so, a million different models being announced now and
Yeah,
last year and
it's
the year before, and there's a lot of different choices there.
yeah, it's becoming a very big market.
It is,
Adventure bikes,
yeah,
big,
Christ, yeah.
small adventure bikes. A lot of adventure bikes.
It it seems it seems as if there are different categories of these adventure bikes. So there's either the really small adventure-ish type of bikes that you would call like a dual sport, or
Yeah, almost a single track bikes.
exactly like a
Yeah,
small 250, 300, 450, something like that,
yeah,
like a narrow bike with a big front tire and knobbly tires, and not that much capability in
yeah,
form of of panniers and bags that go on them, but more for technical riding.
yeah,
And then it's
exactly.
and then it seems like there's the middle field, with the bigger adventure bikes with a few creature comforts. Some of them have cruise control, some of them have different ride modes, and you're able to fit like hard panniers and luggage on them.
Yeah,
And then it seems like there's a step, and then there are the humongous big machines like that
yeah,
GS there,
yeah,
right?
precisely. I It's like we have the small bikes, then the 700s
Yeah, ish.
ish,
Yeah,
and then there's this 900 segment. I
yeah.
can't really figure out where it belongs, the
No, no.
900,
Yeah,
because
and in the 900 series, there's the new BMW
yeah,
900
yeah,
GS.
damn, it's
It's nice.
yeah, very nice.
There's the Triumph,
Yeah, the Tiger
the
900,
Tiger 900.
Ducati.
There's the Ducati, the Desert X.
Yeah,
There's the 890 Adventure and Adventure R, the KTM
yeah,
series as well,
exactly.
and probably quite a few
Yeah,
more.
the sister bike, Husqvarna,
The Norton,
the 901.
901 Norton,
Yeah,
same engine,
yeah,
same
exactly,
platform, right?
exactly.
Yeah, but even those bikes are getting bigger, right? Because I
Yeah,
remember before I had my GS, I had a 790 Adventure R from KTM, which was a big medium-sized bike. But that suddenly, just after I bought mine, became the 890 and
yeah,
became even bigger. And
yeah,
then the
exactly.
Husqvarna came, and
Yeah,
it was the 901. So we were pretty close to that leader bike,
yeah,
like the sports bikes have.
yeah,
Like everything is sectioned in either 600 or 1,000. Now it just seems, and this is getting bigger as well. This started life as a much smaller bike, and now it's a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
1.3 liter engine. It's the
yeah, yeah,
same engine capacity as a car,
yeah.
like a
It's
small car,
yeah,
nonetheless, but still a car, right?
yeah, exactly.
And I don't know why that is. Everything just seems to be enlarged, and then you would think that, or and I've done that as well. You have a smaller bike, you aspire to get the bigger bike, end
Yeah,
up getting small bikes again, and
yeah,
then end up getting a big bike again,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I'm in the middle of that process right now.
Yeah. So you're riding a what?
Yamaha Tenere 700.
Yeah, the T7,
Yeah, exactly.
a year,
2021.
a 21 bike.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So
and
it's still the most, the newest version of the engine, the CP2 engine, right?
yeah, I think it's
It's the
yeah,
CP2,
it
right?
must be a
Yeah, because the
CP2 because
900 is the
CP3 and
CP3, and my Yamaha R1, the
yeah,
Crossplane
CP4.
CP4.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
but um, fantastic bike. Uh, it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Um, I have I have some likes and dislikes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So let's summarize that. So if you were in your T700 was your first adventure bike and your first bike, right?
yep,
So I guess it had to check every single box out there.
yeah. It had to check.
Price and
Yeah,
equipment
exactly. Yeah,
and
for me,
capability,
yeah, the start price was one of the big
of course.
features.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Yamaha is priced very good.
Okay.
It's a very cheap bike
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah, a lot of the other
a lot of
ones.
the other
Yeah.
bikes, and by well of a margin,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you get out of the box a pretty good uh, both dirt bike and street bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to ride dirt like me, tires,
Yeah,
of course. It
of
comes
course.
with the Pirelli Scorpion
Yeah,
tires.
the STR tires,
Yeah,
right?
STR.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay tires.
yeah. It's
But
as long as it's, I would say it's dry and it's not
yeah,
heavy sand.
yeah, exactly.
I remember I had them on my old GS Adventure,
Okay.
and they were great tires, but of course they have their limitations.
Wet grass.
Wet grass
Yeah,
was
it's
horrific.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. It. I have my bad memories
Yeah, yeah. I
with.
remember we went on an off-road course where a lot of the riding was in, I don't remember if it was the early year or late in the year, but we had to do a lot of riding
early year, I
earlier.
think.
We
Yeah,
had to do a lot of riding on wet grass,
yeah.
and you
Oh,
fell over
50 times
Yeah.
in one day, I think. I felt like when I stood up, my arms still reached the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Long
Yeah,
arms.
shit.
But the thing is, of course, there's a market for all these different bikes, and being that there is that there are the public that buy these bikes, it seems like people have more free cash on hand, right? Like the average person would have more money today than they would a long time ago. So,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
use the money for toys and gadgets, and
Yeah.
however we put it, there is no need for an adventure bike the size and with the equipment they have. It's just a surplus of different things
Yeah.
that makes it nice to ride. But if you were to get a bike that can do the off-road and do it in convenience and do it without falling apart, you could get into that segment much cheaper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Because my bike is more than half the price of this bike.
Yeah, almost a third, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
here in Denmark, anyways.
yeah, we can do the same thing.
Yeah.
I know where the Tenere lacks a bit is on the comfort side on longer journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the travel part.
Yeah, of getting there.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I had some kind of cruise control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because 8-10 hours just going on the highway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like pulling teeth, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You end up driving left-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to relax.
Yeah, and that's one of my big gripes, because not too long ago, I contemplated getting rid of the GSA and getting a smaller bike, and especially the T7 was on my radar.
Yeah, you talked a lot about it.
I talked a lot about it. The thing is, this has more power than I for what I need. I'd like having it, but I don't need it. And the T7's power of the 70 whatever horsepower it has,
Yeah, 72,
75.
75.
It's plenty what we would use it for.
Yeah.
But one of the deal breakers of the thing just is, I cannot understand why they don't just offer it with drive-by-wire.
Yeah, me too.
It's a simple thing, and I know the thought process from Yamaha is to keep it simple, and I appreciate that. It's a simple bike. It has ABS on and off.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has a key to turn it on, right?
Yeah.
Turn the ignition on, but it would just make a difference if it had that.
Yeah, a lot, because I'm in the process of finding out, do I want to buy a new bike?
Yeah.
Or do I want to keep
the T7?
The T7.
Yeah.
And right now it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Because some of the aspects about the T7, it's becoming more and more of a problem, for me at least.
Yeah.
I know maybe I'm just a pussy or something, but I would like to have cruise control.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chain drive.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that the big GS has is the what do you call it? The shaft drive system, right? So the shaft drive system it's really comfortable to drive. It's one of the things some of the competition in the big segment don't have, like the Adventure, the Africa Twin doesn't have it.
No,
which I find crazy on a bike that size.
Yeah, I think actually the only competition is the Tiger 1200.
Is that?
Yeah, it's
that shaft drive.
Yeah,
okay.
That's shaft.
Okay.
The 900 is
a chain drive as well.
Chain drive.
And I don't mind in a medium-sized bike having chain drive, and chain drive is 100% equally as capable as any shaft drive. It's just less maintenance. It's a enclosed system.
Yeah.
It rides well.
Yeah, for me it's the maintenance thing.
Yeah.
Because I know again it falls on my shoulders, but I'm very good at preparing my bike when we have to go
Yeah,
do something.
yeah.
And then when I get home,
You just throw it in the corner.
yeah,
You
exactly.
don't put baby in the corner.
No, 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 no. And then sometimes it's maybe 2-4 days,
Yeah.
maybe 5 days, depending if I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And then I get to cleaning the bike.
Yeah.
And every time the chain, it's
a mess.
fucking mess.
Yeah.
It's an issue every time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we talked about this of having the different segments of bikes, and of course, price plays into play.
Of course.
Into play. How much money do you have to spend on a bike,
Yeah,
right? And are you more in favor of a German bike or a Japanese bike? Or all these bikes. Let's just be real about it. All the different adventure bikes that are on the market now are 100% capable of what we would use it for. Everything after that is just preference.
Yeah.
What do you like? What tickles your fancy? What makes your head turn around when you get it?
Yeah.
So right now, and this is quite convenient. Right now, yesterday they revealed the new 1300 GS Adventure, right?
Yeah.
Or the day before. I don't remember if it was
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a funny thing is, a couple of months ago, I was thinking about selling that thing, right? Mine is a 2019 1250 GS Adventure, and I thought about selling it. And at that time, it was the only one. If I put it for sale, I didn't. It would have been the only one for sale, right?
Yeah.
So I could get top price for it,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
at least close to it.
Yeah.
And just after now, they just revealed the 1300 GS
Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah,
we
we-
went online just maybe an hour ago, right?
Yeah. And
And there's
5-6 used
yeah.
private selling bikes.
Yeah, exactly. It's because I'm thinking they're going to get the 1300, but I've seen
Yeah.
pictures of the 1300,
Yeah,
and it looks like a bag of shit.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
I don't understand why you would trade this one
no,
for the 1300.
no, and I won't.
No.
I know looks are what you make of it, right? And I know GSs have over time been a thing that people don't like at first, and then kind of grow into it.
Yeah.
But the 1250 looks exactly like the 1200, and the 1200 was an evolution of the 1150, right?
Yeah.
Because there are also two different versions of the 1200, the water cooled and the air cooled, right? For the life of me, I cannot find the appeal on that bike.
Nope, me
I
neither.
kind of get the normal 1300 GS with the cross lights in like the rally colors of the 719
Yeah,
combo
but I
or
have
something.
to talk about that lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just wrong.
It's you know how the GS's
Yeah.
front lights, you can see them miles away.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and now it's why would BMW change that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't understand it.
Well, the thing is, I'm guessing, being that I'm one of them, I'm guessing that BMW have a really conservative following group, right? Like people who buy the bikes, know the bikes, they want to have some type of what it looked like before. I'm guessing it's pretty close to what Porsche owners have of driving of driving a 911, right?
Yeah, I would go. I was thinking Toyota Avensis.
Yeah.
Drivers here.
Yeah,
in Denmark.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so people who really love the brand and
exactly.
and follow it through regardless,
Yeah.
right? And it seems like a big leap in one direction, styling wise, anyways.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these are functional machines.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, I think it looks cool. I've never thought in my life that a GS Adventure was a beautiful looking bike. I would say the Ducati Multistrada Pikes Peak is a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
I think the Desert X is, for what it is, a beautiful bike.
Yeah,
I think the rest of them in the segment are more utilitarian than they are pieces of art.
Yeah.
And you can get all kinds of bikes that look beautiful, but maybe don't do the part. So for me, this is firstly and foremost, it's a tool.
Yeah.
And I like the ruggedness of it, but it doesn't have a single line that I think is beautiful. I like the asymmetrical headlight.
Yeah, this one is okay.
Yeah, that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Again, what do you choose? What type of bike should you choose? Well, I guess it depends on how much money do you have to spend. Are you looking to get a new bike or a second-hand bike?
Yeah.
So the first GSA I bought was a new bike, and I immediately regretting that. I paid a fortune for the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the number here, but it was way too much. and I took a big hit on it when I got rid of it.
Yeah.
So I went away from the brand for a couple of years, and then I bought my 2019 GSA. In 22, I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used.
Yeah.
And that changed everything for me because the first part of the depreciation had already happened without me being the owner.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've had that thing for 2 years now, and I can pretty close to. I know the 1300s changed the market now, right?
Yeah.
But I could get almost the same for the bike.
I think you can still get the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that's even with the miles and things I've done to it.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that comes into play with choosing a bike as well, is a lot of people who ride bikes want to make them personal, right? So I remember my KTM 790 Adventure R, I put the rally tower on, I put the decals on, blah, blah, blah. On this thing, I've done nothing. I put a couple of skid plates on, the panniers are stock.
Yeah, and the seat cover.
And the seat cover, but
Yeah.
these are just like comfort things.
Yeah.
But I have no desire to put a different exhaust on it.
No. It sounds fine.
It sounds fine, and
Yeah.
and it's not in my interest anymore.
No.
For me, this is now a tool. I love using my tool, but it doesn't have to look the part. It doesn't have to sound the part.
No.
And I appreciate a good sounding bike like everyone else around me, right?
Yeah.
But it's just not that important for me.
No.
So that journey has been really expensive, to be quite honest, right? Getting into the adventure segment and spending a fortune getting the right bike, figuring out you don't need it, going down again, figuring out you want something different, and then you go back and forth like that, right?
Yeah. The KTM was a expensive acquaintance.
Yeah, it
for
was.
you.
Yeah, I threw way too much money at it because I wanted it to look the part.
Yeah, I think the big problem was that you bought the KTM and then you transitioned it into almost a full spec
rally bike,
a car bike.
Yeah,
and
you never get your money back, and that's the thing.
No.
When you sell it, you can sell it easily because it's very distinguished, right? And it looks nothing like all the other ones for sale. And it's sold easy enough.
Yeah.
But I've never got the money back for it.
No.
And
not even close.
No, not even close. And with that in mind, maybe the best bike is the one that you. I guess it's different. I guess it's difficult because you always want to get something else and something new. But if you keep going back, like we talked about your Tenere 700, for you, it is the perfect bike because it does everything you need. You know exactly what it costs. You know exactly the maintenance of it. And if I didn't have that thing already, it would be a no-brainer for me to also get. So we each had one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if I sell that thing, obviously I'm gonna get a cheaper bike and getting the T7. But I'm just looking into getting all the stuff for it and doing this and that.
Yeah,
with it
ends up being expensive.
Anyways, right?
Again.
Yeah. And it'll
it'll
never be as comfortable as that. It'll probably be more capable, but that's not my limitation.
No, not at all. The places we're driving, you don't have any limitation on that one.
No. I've gone through knee-high mud on that thing, and with panniers and tents and
no problem.
Beers in the back and everything, and it still does it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So getting into the adventure market, we talked about this earlier as well, is I would recommend that you look into what is your actual need and start with something obviously first that has a weight and a height that you can kind of work with, right?
Yeah. That's very important.
It is because in that lies confidence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have a pretty tall bike, and there's no way around it, beating around the bush. We're pretty average size guys, if not a little bit shorter with short legs, like a 30-inch inseam, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My GS is a standard height, and your Tenere is also standard height, right? And we've dropped these things so many times, it's not even worthwhile counting anymore.
No, not at all. I counted the first 100, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and in hindsight, maybe the T7 wasn't the right bike for me, but it has become the right bike for me. Yeah, because I cannot reach the ground.
No, it's tippy toes if you're in the middle of the seat, and every time you get off the bike, you scoot to the one side.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so do I.
Yeah, but I do it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think maybe 80% of the times I fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because my legs are too short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've acquired the skill to ride a tall bike over time. Of course, I still drop it if I put my foot down at a place where my feet just aren't long enough, and then it'll fall over.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like ferries.
Exactly like ferries. Yeah, I dropped my KTM on a ferry once. That was, yeah. Let's not mention that again.
Okay.
But not too long ago, I was in England, and I rode the normal GS in a low chassis model.
Yeah.
And I had my daughter on the back, and we had quite a lot of weight on the bike, being that I had a pillion on the back, and the panniers were full of stuff as well. And it does make a difference. I would say that I could flat foot that bike. That means every time I went into a place that was the wrong turn, I just put my feet to the ground and pushed it back.
Yeah.
Every time I have to move that thing, I have to jump off it and pull it back, and then jump back on it again.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I don't think that doesn't disencourage me to do it. It just makes me. It just forces me to learn how to ride it.
Yeah, and be a bit looking.
You have to look a bit look a bit ahead, right?
Look a bit ahead.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about buying a linkage kit for mine.
Yeah.
To lower it.
Yeah.
But my stupid brain tells me not to do it because I know it messes with the performance of the bike.
It does, yeah. And it messes the geometry of the bike.
I lose something in the geometry, and I lose a bit in the ground clearance. Yeah. But then again,
do you need it?
Do I need these 20-25 millimeters?
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you need it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think we would, because the only time we've bottomed out our bikes or our suspension is
by mistake.
It's because we drive way too fast on a road and we don't see big potholes or big holes in the field or something like that, and it goes like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll throw you off anyways, right?
Yeah. So maybe I should lower it just a bit.
Yeah.
Because I think it would make my life a bit easier.
But in choosing the right bike, I think it is important. It is important that you feel like you ride the bike and the bike doesn't ride you. So with that in mind, I would say go after a bike where you feel comfortable on.
Yeah.
And this is not just driving on the highway, on the main road, just sitting there. It's when you get off the thing, if you have intention of riding a bit off-road or in different areas wherever you live, right? Where there's gravel roads, and some of them are extreme and some of them are not. But you have to be able to move the thing about. You have to be able to handle the bike.
Yeah.
And if you're a smaller person or a person that doesn't have the necessary strength or have whatever it could be, get a bike that fits that, because you'll have a hell of a lot of a bit of time. Yeah. We have a common friend as well who talked a lot about getting a bigger bike, but is as comfortable as that person will ever be on a really small bike. And it is a small displacement bike, adventure bike this person has, right?
Small 300.
It's a 300, right? Yeah. But a 300 that the person can manage, move about, go everywhere in the world on, and do it in confidence, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it wouldn't be the same if he got a bigger bike.
No, and the same could be said for me as well. I have a big bike. I've learned the skill. I have the strength to move it about, but it could easily not be so, right?
Yeah.
And it also has its limitations, because if I were to drop that thing in a lake anywhere on my own, I would never in a million years get that thing out.
No, but then again, you can just sail away.
Just deploy the flaps.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and the starboard engine.
Yeah.
And then it goes away again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is important. It is important to feel comfortable on the thing. It's important not only to look on YouTube and to look on the BMW website or Ducati website and go for the biggest, most expensive bike that does everything, because if it's too big, you're gonna drop it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't care if you're on the street or on your gravel, you're gonna drop it and you're gonna cry your eyes out when it happens, right?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of dropping my bikes. Like I said before, my bikes are tools and I intend to use them as such.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, the first GSA I had the what is it called? HP model, right? With the gold wheels. I don't really not into that anymore, but I like the bike. It was a beautiful looking bike.
It's a pretty bike.
But it's also a bike that has to be maintained, in my opinion. It looks better. I bought the one that looks dirty from the factory now. Because that's pretty much what it looks like all the time, right? It has I cleaned it and you can't even see it on it, right? It still has mud everywhere.
But not as much.
It's better than it was anyways. Yeah, exactly. True. But ride the bikes that you're looking towards.
Yeah.
Make sure you try them. Make sure you actually try them.
Yeah.
And use them proper ways.
Right? I still think YouTube or all these tests around it's a good way to indicate in which direction you want to go.
Oh yeah, you can use it. Yeah.
And then when you get, let's say, 5 bikes in the pot of maybe bikes, go out, try them, and try them on road, off road.
I think both things, especially if your intention is to ride them off road, you have to use them a bit like that. And I wouldn't mind telling my dealer that if I'm going to buy this bike, I'm going to have to try a little off road. I'm not going to throw it around and get stone chips everywhere, but just a little bit, just
to get the feeling,
of how does this thing actually ride. Because it would be catastrophic to buy a thing that drains your bank account and your loans and whatever, and you figure out within no time that this just wasn't the bike.
It's not capable of doing what I wanted to do.
Or I'm not capable of making it do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's probably the last one.
Probably so, yeah.
But I know we all Paul Terrace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all think we can all these things, but fact of the matter is we can't. And I know if I go to my local BMW dealership or your Yamaha dealership or wherever, and you talk to the dealers asking what type of people buy these bikes, I'm guessing most of them probably don't see off-road. But it's still, I don't care where you use them, as long as they're getting used, right?
Yeah. Again, just ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We just have to ride all the time. And with that in mind, this is our little thought process of choosing a bike. Is it a small bike? Is it a medium bike? Is it a big bike? Which bike is the right one? Try it out, see what it's like. Don't be inspired by other people who buy extremely big bikes and think everything can happen on them, and because they aren't for everyone.
No, not at all.
Not at all. No. And there is enjoyment to be had on a bike that you feel in control of.
Yeah.
Regardless of the size of the bike. Right?
Couldn't say it better.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, follow us, guys, and like
please.
and subscribe, and see if we come up with more content. I think we probably will.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty certain.
It's pretty certain.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.